The following is an Investor Brand Network audio production via our audio press release solutions. As a multifaceted financial news and publishing company, Investor Brand Network utilizes its network of more than 5,000 distribution partners as well as other corporate communication tools to introduce public and private companies to a wide audience of investors, consumers, journalists, and the general public. Investor Brand Network's platform connects the investment community with companies that have great potential and a strong dedication to building shareholder value. The following audio press release may feature a client partner of Investor Brand Network. Investor Brand Network may have been compensated for the production of this audio production. Please be sure to read our entire disclaimer for full disclosure.
Network Newswire presents CNS Pharmaceuticals announces successful interim analysis of efficacy and safety data in potentially pivotal study of Berubicin. CNS Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, NASDAQ ticker symbol CNSP, a biopharmaceutical company specializing in the development of novel treatments for primary and metastatic cancers in the brain and central nervous system, today announced the recommendation of the Independent Data Safety Monitoring Board, or DSMB, that the company's ongoing global, potentially pivotal trial of the investigational agent Berubicin for the treatment of glioblastoma multiforme, or GMB, continue without any modification. The recommendation follows the DSMB's pre-specified futility analysis of unblinded, to the DSMB only, efficacy and safety data in the company's trial of Berubicin versus Lomustine, a standard of care in patients with recurrent GMB. More specifically, the DSMB reviewed the primary endpoint of overall survival, or OS, and secondary efficacy measures progression-free survival, or PFF, and overall response rate, ORR, as well as safety data in evaluable patients. In order to support continuing the trial, Berubicin's efficacy had to be at least comparable to Lomustine's on the primary endpoint, or OS. Quote, "Having successfully reached this milestone, we believe that this recommendation reflects Berubicin's acceptable efficacy and safety profile as defined in the trial protocol as of the interim analysis. Building on the foundation of strong enrollment laid by our team, our investigators and their patients, the independent findings of the DSMB add to the Phase 1 trial data, where 44% of treated patients received a clinical benefit of stable disease or better," said John Klimaca, CEO of CNS Pharma. Finding an effective treatment for GMB remains one of the great challenges in oncology, and more meaningful options for the many patients who fail first-line therapy are still desperately needed after decades of research. With this recommendation to continue the study, our long-held belief that Berubicin will ultimately address the unmet clinical need of GMB patients now moves closer to becoming reality." End quote. The potentially pivotal study of Berubicin is a multi-center, open-label, randomized controlled study in adult patients with recurrent GMB, WHO Grade 4, after failure of standard first-line therapy and compared to Lomustine. Overall survival is a rigorous endpoint that the FDA has recognized as the basis for approval of oncology drugs when a statistically significant improvement can be shown relative to a randomized control arm. For more information about this trial, visit clinicaltrials.gov and reference identifier NCT 047-62069. The FDA has granted CNS Pharmaceuticals Fast Track designation for Berubicin, which enables more frequent interactions with the agency for guidance on expediting the development and review process. Additionally, the company has received orphan drug designation from the FDA for using Berubicin to treat malignant glioma, which may provide 7 years of marketing exclusivity upon approval of a new drug application, or NDA.
This audio press release is an original broadcast provided by Investor Brand Network. As multifaceted financial news and publishing company that delivers a new generation of corporate communication solutions, including news aggregation and syndication, social communication, and brand awareness tools, Investor Brand Network may receive payments for the services and solutions provided to its client partners. You should assume that the owners, officers, and directors of Investor Brand Network or financial analysts mentioned in this audio production may hold a position in and may intend to trade the securities on their own accounts. This audio production is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell any securities mentioned in this audio production. The information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be or should it be construed as investment advice. As in all investments, investment in the featured companies carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the companies thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This audio production by Investor Brands Network is not purported to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from featured companies and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by Investor Brands Network as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. Please see our full disclaimers and disclosures at investorbrandsnetwork.com.